Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balabha Giridharadhari Gopi Jana Balabha Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Haribo. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Hey Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Disatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this evening is the first of my series of talks here. I will be speaking also on Friday evening and then Saturday morning, Saturday evening and Sunday morning. And the subject matter of these 5 different talks will be the members of the Panchatattva. So tonight we're going to speak something about Shrivas Pandit. Alright, Shrivas Pandit, we glorify him. He's one of the members of the Panchatattva. When we say he is the expansion from Narada Muni, representing the Lord's in the Panchatattva, he is the marginal potency of the Lord. So Shrivas Pandit plays a very, very significant role in the early pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, the members of the Panchatattva, they're connected with Lord Chaitanya in the first 24 years of the Lord's pastimes. At the age of 24, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the sannyas order of life and left Navadvip. But very important pastimes took place there in Mayapur, in Navadvip. And we will be talking about these different pastimes. And tonight we want to speak about the role which Shrivas Pandit plays in these early pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his early childhood was known as Nimai Pandit. And as Nimai Pandit, he was a very great scholar. But he was also known for his arrogance. And he was also accustomed to challenging the devotees to debate with him. And he would debate with them about logic, and he would defeat them in everything they debate about. So when Lord Chaitanya behaved like this, then Shrivas Pandit and the other devotees, they would try to avoid even meeting Lord Chaitanya. If they saw that Nimai was coming, they would go the other way, or they would make a point to just disappear, to get out of the way, because they felt so uncomfortable to meet him, and then he would ridicule them because he would defeat them in their debates. But then Lord Chaitanya, or rather our Nimai Pandit, he went through some changes. His father left the world, and then he went to Gaya to do Shraddha ceremony for his father, for the departed father. And it was at that time he received his initiation from Ishwarapuri. And then on his way back to Mayapur, he visited the place known as Kanai Natsala. And in Kanai Natsala, he had a very esoteric experience that Lord Krishna had appeared to him. And Lord Krishna had embraced him. So, after embracing him, then Lord Krishna ran away and disappeared. So Lord Chaitanya returned to Mayapur greatly transformed. He'd become a very nice devotee. And he was also, because he'd been initiated, he began to chant the holy name. He became very much absorbed in the holy name. In fact, he became Lord Chaitanya, or as we say, Nimai Pandit. He became so much absorbed in the holy name that he would be experiencing all kinds of symptoms of ecstasy. He would be shedding tears and crying and rolling on the ground sometimes laughing and dancing, and sometimes roaring like a lion. So his behavior was very unusual. And his mother Sachi, would ask people, what should I do with my son? That he's like a mad person. He cries and laughs and dances and rolls on the ground, and so many strange emotions are being exhibited by him. And when the common people would hear, they would suggest to Mother Sachi, you should tie him up. Or some people said, just give him green coconuts to drink. Green coconuts may help him to cool his mind. And someone else said, no, green coconuts is not strong enough medicine. You'll have to get some ghee, and you put that ghee on him. That will help him. So for insanity, sometimes they do this kind of thing. So generally, people all thought that Nimai Pandit had gone mad. So Mother Sachi was confused what to do, and she sent messages to all the devotees in Navadvip, in Mayapur there, requesting them that, can you come and see my son? Maybe you can help me to cure him. So one day, Shrivas Pandit came there to the home of Mother Sachi, where her son was staying. And Mother Sachi lamented to Shrivas Pandit, you know, my husband, Jagannath Mishra, he has passed away and left me. And also my first son, Vishwarup, he had gone away and taken sannyas. And I was left with this one son, Vishwambar, or Nimai Pandit. They're all names of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mother Sachi said, this is my one son. My husband's gone, my oldest son is gone. He's all I have in the world. And he's behaving in these strange ways. What can I do to cure him, to help him? So Shrivas Pandit came and he saw Nimai Pandit, he saw Lord Chaitanya. At that time, he was circumambulating Tulsi and bowing to Tulsi. And then when Lord Chaitanya saw Shrivas Pandit, he saw devotee, he was very happy. And he again felt great ecstasy. His body trembled in ecstasy. And his hair was standing on end, and tears were coming from his eyes so much that the whole ground became wet. All the ground became soaked with the tears from his eyes. So Shrivas Pandit is a very learned devotee. And when he saw Lord Chaitanya, he could understand that he is not mad. He said to Lord Chaitanya that people say you have a disease. He said, I wish I had that disease. Right? We should also wish we had that disease. Because Shrivas Pandit understood this disease, what they were calling a disease, were actually symptoms of ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. So when Shrivas Pandit spoke like that, then Lord Chaitanya was very pleased. And he embraced Lord Chaitanya. He said, everyone, up to now, everyone who's come here told my mother that I'm mad. You are the first person who has understood. So Lord Chaitanya was very much appreciative of Shrivas Pandit, that he could understand the actual situation. So in this way, Shrivas Pandit and Lord Chaitanya became very closely connected with each other. And Lord Chaitanya, when he began to have regular Sankirtan with all the devotees, it was at the home of Shrivas. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, which is written by the devotee called Vrindavan Das Thakur, he says that just as Lord Krishna appeared in the home of, appeared with his father Vasudeva in Mathura, but Lord Krishna performed his pastimes, his childhood Leela, was not with Vasudeva, and it was not in Mathura, but it was with Nanda Maharaj in Gokul. In the same way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared at the Yoga Pith with his father Jagannath Mishra, but his main pastimes were performed at the home of Shrivas Thakur, at the Shrivas Angam, in the courtyard of the home of Shrivas Pandit. And it was actually there that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began the Sankirtan, because we say Lord Chaitanya has come to begin the Yuga Dharma, to initiate. One of the external reasons for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya was to establish the Yuga Dharma. Kali Yuga Dharma Hari Nam Sankirtan. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose to begin the Sankirtan movement in the home of Shrivas, and in his courtyard there. And all the devotees would gather there. And every day, not only every day, but every night, they would have kirtan. Lord Chaitanya decided there's no need to sleep at night. We're wasting so much time sleeping. Let us have kirtan all night. So the devotees would come and they would spend the whole night chanting the holy names and dancing in great ecstasy. Every day they would have kirtan. They would do every day. There's a nice discussion between Shrivas and Lord Chaitanya. One day, Lord Chaitanya called Shrivas Pandit to a quiet place, and the two of them sat together. And Lord Chaitanya said to Shrivas Pandit that, how do you maintain yourself? Because you don't go anywhere. You stay in your house. You're here all day. You're not going anywhere. You don't go out to beg. Although you're a brahmana, you could go out for begging. You don't do anything. The whole day you simply stay here. How do you maintain yourself? And you have a big family also. Shrivas was one of 4 brothers, and they were all staying together with their family. And they had also servants and maidservants. And of course, they have to take care of the servants and the maidservants. So Lord Chaitanya was inquiring from Shrivas, how do you maintain everyone? You don't go anywhere. What do you do all day? He said, well, I simply stay. If I'm meant to get, it will come. I don't need to go anywhere. Why I should go somewhere to get it? If it's going to come, it will come on its own accord. I don't have to go and look for it. It is like the philosophy of the python. It's described also in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Prahlad Maharaj was moving with his associates one day, they found a person laying in the forest. And Prahlad Maharaj inquired from the person, because the person was simply laying there without covering the body, and he appeared to be also fat. So Prahlad Maharaj inquired from him that, you look like a very healthy person. The man said, yeah, I have adopted the philosophy of a python. The python simply stays in one place. And if something comes, then he will eat it. If nothing comes, he does not eat. And in this way, the man was maintaining his existence. So similarly, Shrivas Pandit was explaining to Lord Chaitanya that I don't go anywhere to get anything. Everything, it just comes. And he said, and then Shrivas Pandit went, he clapped his hands 3 times. He said, 1, 2, 3. This is how I resolve everything. This is how I settle everything. And Lord Chaitanya looked at him and said, what do you mean? 1, 2, 3, you're clapping your hands? What is the meaning? Shrivas Pandit said, If after 3 days I don't get any food, then I'll tie a pot round my neck and drown myself in the Ganga. And when Lord Chaitanya heard this, he stood up and he roared, and he said, you are such an amazing person. He said that you don't care even about food. You're ready to starve yourself. You are so detached from this world. Lord Chaitanya then gave a blessing to Shrivas Pandit. He said, even if the goddess of fortune has to go begging or go hungry, still your home will not know any poverty. Everything will come. And Lord Chaitanya, this is confirmed, of course, by Lord Krishna in the words of Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mam te gyan paryupasate tesham nitya viyuktanam yoga kshema vahami aham. The Lord said, for one who meditates on me, on my transcendental form, for him I carry what you lack and preserve what you have. So the Lord is the maintainer of everyone. And Lord Chaitanya, when he heard how Shrivas had resolved in this way to detach himself from the material world, Lord Chaitanya vowed that his home would never know any poverty. And to this day, it is true that in the home of Shrivas, everything comes by the grace of the Lord. Now Shrivas Pandit had many servants there, I said, in his home, and also maidservants. So Lord Chaitanya was coming to his home, and sometimes Lord Chaitanya would be, the devotees there in the home of Shrivas would bathe Lord Chaitanya. There was one time there was an Abhishek held. Lord Chaitanya requested all the devotees to perform his Abhishek ceremony. So Shrivas Pandit was very happy and he began to organize it. And Shrivas Pandit had one lady there who was his maidservant. Her name was Dukhi. And she had a very nice mood that she liked to render service. And she would go to the Ganga and bring pots of water for the bathing of Lord Chaitanya. And seeing all the big pots filled with Ganga water, Lord Chaitanya asked, who has brought all this water? And Shrivas Pandit said, we have our maidservant here. Her name is Dukhi, and she is bringing all of this water. Lord Chaitanya replied that, oh, she is doing such wonderful service. She does not deserve to have the name Dukhi. From now on, we make her name Sukhi. And Lord Chaitanya was so compassionate on her, he changed her name like this. And when Lord Chaitanya did this, then Shrivas Thakur also no longer considered Sukhi simply to be a maidservant in his home, but he understood her to be a very wonderful devotee of the Lord and encouraged her in all the activities with the devotees. So Lord Chaitanya, we said, he was coming regularly to the home of Shrivas, and they were having big kirtans. But they were not open to the public. But people outside could hear the kirtan, and they wanted to come. They wanted to see it. Just like sometimes people come here. They don't come, they don't chant, but they just come to look. You know, they just watch. And so in the same way, people wanted to come to Shrivas Pandit's home, but Lord Chaitanya didn't want them to come. He said, no, this is only for the devotees. One day, even Shrivas Pandit's mother-in-law wanted to see the kirtan. So when Lord Chaitanya began the kirtan, after a few minutes, Lord Chaitanya stopped the kirtan and said, "Something is wrong. Is there somebody here who should not be here?" And then they searched, they looked around, then they found mother-in-law of Shrivas behind the curtain, hiding behind the curtain to watch the kirtan. Shrivas had her taken by the hair and taken out of the kirtan. Even his own mother-in-law was not allowed to watch the kirtan. Another time, there was a brahmachari who was a very pure-hearted, sinless person. He was a strict brahmachari who maintained himself simply by drinking milk and taking some fruit. He never cooked and he never accepted any cooked food. And in this way, he was maintaining himself. So he requested Shrivas Pandit again and again, "Please, please, please allow me. I want to see the kirtan." And Shrivas would say, "No, no, it's not for everyone. You are not a devotee. You're not one of us. We cannot allow." Lord Chaitanya will get very angry if he sees you there. He only allows the devotees. But this brahmachari was very insistent. Again and again he requested, "Oh, please, please, can I be allowed to see the kirtan?" So finally, Shrivas Pandit relented. And he hid the brahmachari. So Lord Chaitanya began the kirtan. But again, after some time, Lord Chaitanya announced to everyone, "Something is wrong. I'm not feeling the same ecstasy tonight. Is there somebody here who should not be here?" And at that time, the brahmachari came out and confessed that, "I'm sorry, I just wanted to see the kirtan." And Shrivas also spoke on his behalf that he is a sinless man. He lives only on milk. Lord Chaitanya said, "Get this milk drinker out of here. Does he think he can get love of God just by drinking milk and eating fruits?" Lord Chaitanya chastised him because he did not want people to think that you can get love of God by just doing some austerities. However, the brahmachari, although he was chastised strongly by Lord Chaitanya, he took the chastisement in a very humble way. And he thought to himself that I am so fortunate that although I did not get to see the kirtan for a long time, I did see the kirtan for some time. And I saw how wonderful the kirtan was. I'm so fortunate. And I'm so fortunate also that Lord Chaitanya is chastising me. So Lord Chaitanya saw that the brahmachari was taking his chastisement in a very humble manner. He said, "Bring him here." And the brahmachari was brought back. And then Lord Chaitanya told him, first of all, Lord Chaitanya placed his lotus feet on the head of the brahmachari. Then he told the brahmachari, "Don't you ever be proud of your austerity." It's often the nature of people who do austerity that they become very proud and hard-hearted. So Lord Chaitanya pointed out to this brahmachari that don't think yourself so great. Your austerities are nothing compared to the pure heart of a devotee. One may be a chandala, but he Even if a Chandala surrenders to me and is my devotee, I will accept him. But if one is a sannyasi and not a devotee, I don't want to see his face. In this way, Lord Chaitanya pointed out what should be the correct mood. So Lord Chaitanya was having the kirtans every night, regularly, a lot of kirtan. And the neighbors, naturally, wherever we have a center, we often get problems with the neighbors. You know, it's the neighbors, they like to sleep. And the people in the temple often are awake, you know, all night chanting. They say all night, you know, we wake up early because we get up earlier than most people, so they think we don't sleep. So people were complaining that these people, this Shrivas, he's madman, he's chanting all night. They've got pains in their belly from hunger, and they go begging and they chant all night. This foolish people, and the smarter brahmanas, they were saying we should throw his house in the Ganga. But then, what happened? A rumor began to spread, and there was a rumor that the king is sending his army. 2 boatloads of the king's army are coming, and they're going to arrest all the Vaishnavas because the king has heard about the chanting. They have heard about the kirtan going on. So the king is sending 2 boatloads of his military to come and arrest the Vaishnavas and put them in jail. So everyone became afraid. And Shrivas Pandit was he's a simple person, you know, he's gentle man, he's a humble, gentle brahmana. So when he heard the rumors, he thought, it must be true. Oh. And of course, all the smarter brahmanas were saying, it's your fault, because you people, you're chanting all night, and you're encouraging it. They're doing it in your house. You're responsible. They want you. They're coming to arrest you. So Shrivas Pandit was worshipping Lord Nrsingadev, and he closed the doors, he locked the doors. He thought, if they come, keep the doors locked, maybe they won't find me. So then Lord Chaitanya heard about this rumor, and Lord Chaitanya came there to the home of Shrivas, and he saw how Shrivas had locked the door. So Lord Chaitanya managed to get Shrivas to open the door, and he came in and he sat with Shrivas. And he spoke to Shrivas, and he told Shrivas, he said, do you think I would let any harm come to you? Don't you know who I am? Don't you understand who I am? Do you think I would let any harm come to you? He said, even if the king does come with all the Kazi, and if they take you, then I will come there, and I will go to the court of the king, and I will tell the king, bring all your Kazis, and have them bring all the animals in your kingdom, bring all the elephants and all the horses and all the birds and animals. And I will say to the Kazi, now make them cry. If you cannot make them cry, then where is your power? You are stopping the Sankirtan, and you are not able to make even these animals cry. You do not have any qualification to stop the Sankirtan. This Sankirtan, the holy names of the Lord, this is powerful, this is purifying, this is auspicious. Why you will stop it? And Lord Chaitanya said, then I will come there and I will make all these animals cry. Do you believe me, Shrivas? And then Lord Chaitanya said, in order just to show Shrivas, he said, just watch. There was a young girl. There was a young girl there in the family of Shrivas. She was 4 years old. Her name was Narayani. So Shrivas said to Narayani, she was the daughter of one of the brothers of Shrivas, and Lord Chaitanya had actually, he had given this young girl his remnants sometimes. Sometimes he would personally feed the girl. And Lord Chaitanya turned to Narayani and said, Narayani, cry for Krishna. And hearing the order from Lord Chaitanya, immediately Narayani began to shed tears, so many tears from her eyes that the whole floor became flooded, and her body trembled in ecstatic love, and she rolled on the ground. Everyone was amazed to see the display of ecstatic love in the body of the little girl. So seeing this, then Shrivas Pandit became convinced of the power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he no longer had any fear that any harm could come to him. Jai Shri Shri Radha Giridhari Ki Jai. Another wonderful pastime which took place concerning Shrivas Pandit was one night when the devotees were having kirtan, one of the sons of Shrivas Pandit died. Shrivas was a grihasta. He had children. He had several sons. So one of the sons had not been well. And while the devotees were having kirtan, one of the sons left his body. And when the son died, naturally some of the ladies there who were tending the child, they began to cry. And they began to cry emotionally. And Shrivas Pandit heard them, and he came there, and he chastised the ladies that stop this crying, that this is ignorance. You're crying for what is not worthy of grief. The soul has left the body. There's no reason to cry. It is simply ignorance. And he said, do not disturb the kirtan. Lord Chaitanya is having kirtan now. If you disturb Lord Chaitanya while he's having kirtan, I will go and throw myself in the Ganges and drown myself. So the lady stopped crying, and the kirtan continued. And the kirtan continued for 7.5 hours. We think we're doing good kirtan half an hour, right? But every day they were having kirtan, many hours. 7.5 hours they continued the kirtan. After the kirtan was over, Lord Chaitanya said, I feel like something inauspicious has taken place here in this home. Has something inauspicious happened? Did some disaster take place? And so at that time, then it was announced to Lord Chaitanya that the son of Shrivas Pandit died. And Lord Chaitanya inquired, when did he die? And he said, oh, in the beginning of the evening, 7.5 hours ago. And Lord Chaitanya was astonished that, why didn't you tell me? And Lord Chaitanya himself shedded tears in amazement at the mood of Shrivas Pandit, that Shrivas Pandit did not want to disturb the Lord's kirtan. Shrivas Pandit told Lord Chaitanya that you have come to my home. I am so fortunate that you have come to my home, and my son has died, but he is also very fortunate because he died hearing all of you chant the holy name. I only hope I will be so fortunate to die in such circumstances, with the Lord in my home and the chanting of the holy name, that my son is very, very fortunate to have passed away from the world in this way. Lord Chaitanya went and he saw the dead body of the child, and he spoke to the child. He said, when you have taken your birth in the home of this nice devotee, why are you leaving now? And the soul within the body had not yet left the body. So the soul within the body began to speak and say that, I took my birth in this home according to my past activities, and by the same will of the Supreme Lord, my time in this home is now over. Now I am leaving this home to go some other place. I have taken birth many times, and usually I will die in very miserable conditions. But this time my death has been very nice, because I have been able to leave the body hearing the chanting of the holy name. So I have no regrets that I have been so fortunate to pass the time in this home and to enjoy the association of the devotees. Now, by the arrangement of the Supreme Will, I am leaving to go some other place. So Lord Chaitanya arranged all of this to instruct the relatives of Shrivas Thakur. So they took the dead body of the child to the Ganga and performed the last rites. Then they all took their bath and returned to their home. So we're just trying to give you a glimpse of some of the wonderful pastimes which took place in the home of Shrivas Pandit. How he was such a wonderful devotee, how the Lord relished his association, coming to his home, chanting the holy name, and associating with all the devotees, giving them instruction. Okay, so we will stop now and ask if there's any questions, maybe something I didn't explain very well. If you like, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like any non-devotees coming and chanting with him in Sriva Sangan. How do we understand that when we invite, when we do preaching to people and invite them for our homes for Sankirtan?
So initially, Lord Chaitanya, when he began the Sankirtan movement, at that time he did not invite. But after taking sannyas, and when he went to Jagannath Puri, then his main business in Jagannath Puri, every day there would be kirtan for everyone. Everyone was invited. Everyone could come and take part in the chanting of the holy names. So it was only the initial phase of the Sankirtan that before taking sannyas and before beginning his actual mission of propagating the Yuga Dharma, that Sankirtan was reserved for his intimate associates. So we give the opportunity, of course, we're following the example of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya went everywhere and chanted the holy name. And he liked people to also chant with him. We can read how he traveled in South India. Wherever he would go, he would chant the holy name. He would chant the holy name even in the jungle, the Jharikhanda forest. He would, and especially at Jagannath Puri, where he resided for he was there for 18 years, because he took sannyas at 24, then he traveled in around India for 6 years. In 18 years he spent residing in Jagannath Puri. And for those 18 years, he was having a lot of kirtan, regular kirtan. Everyone was chanting. And so Lord Chaitanya also instructed Lord Nityananda and Haridas that they should go door to door and request people to chant the holy name. And of course, Lord Nityananda delivered Jagai and Madhai, requesting them to chant the holy name. So yes, we give the holy name to everyone without distinction. This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, that without considering qualification, the holy name can be distributed everywhere. Lord Krishna brought with him a storehouse of love of God, but the supply was kept locked. But with the appearance of Lord Chaitanya and the Panchatattva, they broke open that storehouse and plundered the contents and distributed it everywhere to everyone without discrimination. Young men, old men, women, children, blind, crippled, disabled, without consideration of caste or creed, the rich, the poor, everyone was given the holy name. This is how Sankirtan is meant to be performed, for everyone. So, yes, we are following this mood now. The mission the Lord Chaitanya has begun in is to be spread everywhere, to every town and village. Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Can we follow Shrivas Thakur now? We fallen devotees of Bangalore.
Oh, you mean just sit and be a devotee, just chant and be like Shrivas Pandit?
Imitating and following.
Well, if you're a devotee of the quality of Shrivas Pandit, then you can try. But you cannot simply imitate Shrivas Pandit. Remember, Shrivas Pandit was such a great soul that he was giving service to Lord Chaitanya and all the devotees, that they could come there. They could come to his home. Is your home open for all the devotees to come and do kirtan? All day and night, every day? Will you allow it? Yes, you have to consider. You want to be like Shrivas Pandit, then you have to be like Shrivas Pandit in all the ways. Not that you just sit and Krishna comes and gives you everything. But you have to also be, your heart has to be open, that you're giving everything for Krishna's service. You're giving everything for the devotees.
A similar question along the same lines. Sometimes devotees think that they have to over-endeavor. They have to do a lot of hard work to save money, to earn money, so that in future they can practice Krishna consciousness in a more comfortable manner. So how do we develop that faith that even if we don't endeavor, Krishna will take care of our minimum necessities, so that we don't practice compromised spiritual life, compromising on the quality of our sadhana and things like that?
Yes. Well, we should endeavor to advance in Krishna consciousness. We should endeavor to do better hearing and chanting. We should endeavor to purify our hearts. Don't just only endeavor for economic development. That is often the mistake we make, that we endeavor for our material well-being and we neglect our spiritual well-being. So there has to be some balance between the two. Sometimes we give the example that a train moves on two tracks. There is the material and the spiritual. Now, if the tracks are not level, then the train can turn over. If you go too much on the spiritual and you're not yet prepared, then you may get some problem. And if you go too much on the material with no spiritual, that is also not good. You have to have some balance. So we do need to endeavor. We need to endeavor for purification. We should endeavor to develop love for Krishna. Rupa Goswami mentions enthusiasm, utsahan nischaya dharyat. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, Prabhupada defines as endeavoring with intelligence for Krishna consciousness. So it's not just don't do anything, don't try. No, we have to endeavor. Endeavor with intelligence for Krishna consciousness. Then we will be in a good, healthy position. Of course, our material prosperity, that will depend on our past karma. We see sometimes people may work very hard, but still they're not very wealthy. Some people are working without much effort at all, but can be very rich. So everyone has a different karma they enjoy or they suffer from our past activities. This affects our material situation. But we need to think about our spiritual position. Not only the material situation, that's already decided. It won't make a difference if you work hard or not. But you can greatly improve your situation if we work hard in the service of Krishna. Now, working hard doesn't mean you just, okay, I'm going to work hard today. And you work hard one day, you may not see the result tomorrow. You just work for one day. You know, okay, I'm going to chant all day, I'm going to say, well, tomorrow you may not see any result. Just like, you know, if you go to the gym, you know, you want to build your body up to be big and strong. So you can go to the gym, you know, 10 hours, you know, your body won't change. But if you go for an hour a day, every day, for a year or something, then you can build your body. So in the same way with Krishna consciousness, if you do it every day in a regulated way, for some time, you make time every day to chant and to hear, then over the course of time, you will see a change. But if you just do one day, or you may say, Purushottam Mass, I'll do Purushottam Mass. Oh, a month is over, I didn't see any change. Well, maybe you didn't do it long enough. Maybe you need to do it a little longer, you see. You need to do a year or something, you know. And then you start to see the change. So, like that, patience is also required. It will work. There's nothing wrong with the process. It's a real process. It's a genuine process. It really works. You just have to do it properly. And don't be impatient. It will take some time. Okay, so we're going to have Arti now, is it? Or do we have time for another question? Huh? One more question? Another question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Shrivas Pandit was a very great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When the son of Shrivas Thakur died, why didn't Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give back the child's life?
Well, you have to understand that there was a lesson to be learned also in the passing away of the child. You see, just because someone's a great devotee, it doesn't mean that we're not going to die. The body will die. Everyone's body will die. We take birth, we take birth, we're going to die. We'll leave the body one day. So Lord Chaitanya used that situation to teach everyone detachment from the material body. Because you can understand also that the ladies were crying. But after hearing Lord Chaitanya explain to them that this is only ignorance. And when the child was brought back and began to speak, then they could also understand the situation. Then they felt relief from it. They got actual knowledge, enlightenment, and they could be detached from the material situation. You see, we are all attached to family, our children. We're thinking, but actually, who is your child? You know, who was that child? That child was not actually the child of Shrivas. The child had simply taken birth in that family, and for some time. And by the will of the Supreme, the child was leaving the body. So it was important for the members of the family to get a lesson, to understand that the ladies could become detached from the material situation. And also, by this pastime, we could see the greatness of Shrivas Pandit, but how much he was attached to Lord Chaitanya. So much so that he did not even like to disturb the kirtan when his own son left the body. So it's a very important example because it teaches us the power of great devotees, how they are detached from the family situation and worldly relationships. It may be difficult for young women to appreciate. If you have a child or like that, you are thinking, well, I wouldn't like my husband to be chanting the holy name when the child dies. But actually, it's very good. The child was very fortunate to be able to hear the chanting of the holy name and to be in the presence of Lord Chaitanya. There was so much benefit for that soul, that soul could be delivered, could go back home, back to Godhead. Now that is what you really want to give a child. If your child can go back to Godhead, then you're the most fortunate parent. But if you simply think, oh, my child is here to give me company, to make me happy, and to be with me, then that's the body, that's ignorance. And we have to get rid of that ignorance, understanding more the difference between the body and the soul. This body is only the dress. You're the mother of the dress, but you're not the mother of the soul. The soul is eternal, and we are all eternal souls. So by this incident, by this pastime, this knowledge was taught to all the members in the family. They got realization. They'd heard it before, but by actually having the pastime, they got realization. They could understand it fully, that the person is the soul, not the body. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I just have the
Thank you.
last question. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have the last question. Maharaj, it's been like 10 years we are following Krishna consciousness. So earlier when you used to go out for preaching, people were so simple. They used to take up Krishna conscious very sincerely. But now when we are preaching, we could see that, people are not ready to take up this process. I know the process is perfect, but then people taking is so difficult. So what is the method to go around for this, Maharaj?
What is the method to help people who are not ready to take up Krishna consciousness?
Yes, Maharaj.
Well, you have to find generally people like to take prasadam, don't they?
Yes, Maharaj.
You can always give them prasadam. They're not ready to maybe take up the full practice of Krishna consciousness, but as much as we can do, we try to give everyone Krishna prasadam, and we encourage them when we have a festival to come, take part in the festivals. You have to appreciate people for what they're able to do. Let them, if they just have a favorable mood about Krishna consciousness, then that is also good. They're not able to give their life. Okay, if they can't give their life, maybe they can give their money. But maybe they don't have any money. Okay, so maybe they can use their intelligence for the service of Krishna. Well, they may not be very intelligent either. Okay, maybe they can use their words for the service of Krishna. They can chant Hare Krishna. If they chant even one round, we can say, very good. Maybe they come for kirtan, they just like kirtan, very good. We have to just encourage whatever little bit they're doing and get them, just try to appreciate that they have a favorable mood. They like Krishna consciousness, even though they're not yet ready to commit themselves to it. But we encourage them. Just do what you can, as much as you're able. You come. When you can, try to come. Somebody likes to come, maybe they just come and eat prasadam. Very good. That's nice. At least they like prasadam. So.
But some do come sincerely for some time, and after a few years, they just go away from Krishna conscious, Maharaj. For them, how to bring them back, or what should we do?
Well, you have to encourage them. They go away. Yeah, we do lose people because they didn't take it up very seriously. So after some time, they go away. So then you have to find them out again, keep in touch with them, and give them some mercy. Go and cook for them, give them some prasadam, bring them a garland, put a garland, tell them this is prasadam from the temple. You have to show mercy on them. If you show them that you really care about them, then that can help a lot. Just caring for them. Not always pressing them to do this, do that, but just really caring for them as persons and having that personal relationship with people, then that helps to bring people back, that you really care about them. I think we all want to feel that caring. So you can try that. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, whatever questions you have, you can come back on Friday. Maharaj will be again here on Friday. So if you all come early, we can have it early itself.